Nothing is there in our hands.
Okay, I don't know. I will message, okay, someone, so that I know. Yeah, we are going live. Yes. Why only 2 people have joined? Should wait, or what is this? Actually, how many classes are there actually?
So I think we have more.
4 classes are there.
We have our classes on. Just a second, sir. This is we have a class
9, 10, 11, 12, right?
9, 10, 11th, and 12th, sir.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Only 8 days.
11th we have semester exam, sir.
11th, huh?
No, we don't have.
But they have scheduled? No, I don't know. I don't know. But they have scheduled it. But only 8 days, huh? The subject
Yes,
is so
sir.
much. The subject is so much.
Yes, sir. And also, we don't even. I mean, we haven't even started the other elective classes, sir. Still,
You got exams, son?
we have exams on 28th, 29th, 30th, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
God told me that the other interview would be starting next week, but I don't know.
So on 7th, we have our 5th semester practicals. On 9th, we have 6th semester practicals. On 13th, we have 4th semester practicals. They started the other electives yet.
I have theory class also. There is so much of overlap actually.
Yes, sir. It's really stressful to manage writing all the 3 records.
I understand.
There's a lot of stress, sir.
And now it's a new condition that we have to get the photographs of the subjects, and it is really a challenge for us. If it is individual assignments, that is different, sir. But it is all 3 multiple assignments, and we have to get the subjects approval, and we are trying hard to.
Don't worry. Maybe we are on live, okay? I will talk to you. Okay, don't worry. Okay, you need not worry. You need not worry. The only thing is that you want to make sure that okay, you have conducted the test, because some people are not conducting test.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just they have introduced. They want you to have a picture, and you can take a printout of that one in black and white or color. It's up to you. You try to paste that. That's it. To make sure that it is people do. You getting me?
The only problem is individual tests, it's okay, but gathering multiple number of subjects together, that is a bit difficult. When it comes to group.
No. That is the wrong communication actually. You need not gather anyone.
Okay, sir.
Group data is there, no? Maybe some of the SARs are telling that, okay?
Yes.
It was a bit confusion actually. Group data is not that. If you can get scores of other 5 people, I repeat.
Okay.
If you can get scores of other 5 people.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you can include them.
Okay, sir.
And you take average of them, and you can write a group table, if that is possible only.
Okay, sir.
It's not that you conduct on other 5 people.
Okay, sir.
Is it very clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're only trying to gather or take scores of other 5 people, not you conducting on other 5 people.
Okay, sir.
That I observed, but I could not tell at that time because I don't know. The sir was already communicating and I could not tell that. Okay, so generally when we do in offline classes, no?
Yes, sir.
So there you will be having the other students. So
yes,
there
sir.
you just take their scores, you try to find out average of that, and that's how group data is done.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so need not do on 5 people. Okay,
sure,
please
sir.
do remember that. If you are in touch with some people,
sure, sir.
you can get their scores, you take the 5 members' scores and you try to write that. If not, just leave it.
Sure, sir.
Sure.
So we are not bothered, they are not bothered about the group data because you're conducting offline and we don't know how in touch with other people. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Whether you have in touch or I don't know. So that is the reason.
We have a WhatsApp group, sir. We'll try to communicate through that.
You can get the other scores, you try to take scores and you try to include. That's it.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Not about conducting 5 people.
Sure, sir.
Any other things? Another thing, if you're finding it difficult to write records, no,
Yes.
you concentrate less on part A paper.
Part A. Okay, sir.
We're talking about writing 15 pages, no?
Yes, sir.
You pay less attention to that, okay? And you start writing these B and C.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
That can be done.
Yes.
Okay, so today we will talk with, or we'll start with the block 2. I thought of covering at least block 2 as of this day because it's
Yes.
about stress, effect of stress, and coping with stress.
Yes, sir.
It all have to do with stress only.
Yes, sir.
So hopefully, if we can, okay, we'll
Yes,
try
sir.
to finish off because I don't know. It's only 8 days. 8 days is little bit
Yes, sir.
very difficult to complete also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is stress? So
It
stress can be defined as
uh, it changes from person to person, sir.
good, but still it can be common like worry,
Um, Worry, pressure, peer pressure.
good, being anxious,
Um, it's mental strain, sir.
good,
Um, it can change. It can change the severity according to the situation.
yes, person to person also.
Yes.
Okay. If maybe one person is stressful to one condition, it doesn't mean that the other person is also having or taking it as the same
Yes.
stress. Okay, so this all depends upon okay how you evaluating or uprising. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so stress is defined as a health epidemic of the 21st century. Okay, so this was given by the World Health Organization. Okay, this was one of the objectives in the recent exams. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so please to concentrate on this type of things. So this was a question. So health epidemic of 21st century. Stress was declared by which organization? So that was the question. Okay, so try to please focus on that. Okay, then yeah, Hans Selye was a person who worked exclusively on stress. Okay, he's considered as a father of stress. Okay, so this type of questions can be there.
Actually, we've done this in stress management diploma also, sir.
Paper also.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. For some, we have a stress management course. In that, they have given a detailed explanation on the eustress, distress, and the sources
Yes,
of the
yes,
stress.
good. So this is what it is also going to be. Okay, so we'll
Yes,
try
sir.
to cover a little bit, and so that we will focus on the rest of the things which are new to you in the next
Yes,
class.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so stress, as you said, okay, it varies from person to person. So how much it is getting affected, how person is getting affected also will depend because so how stressful a person is taking, so it will depend on that. So as you know, stress can be of two types. So what is the two other two types?
Eustress and
Yes, eustress and distress.
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 Okay, what is eustress? It's a positive stress,
This,
okay?
Positive test.
which is necessary to move forward in the life,
Good.
and it helps in the cope of any kind of things to look into the better way. And certain hurdles are required to get the achievements. So eustress is necessary in the life.
Good. So a moderate level, so which is having a positive effect is called as eustress. Okay, please do remember U for euphoria.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's been derived from Latin word or Greek word.
Greek
So it
word.
stands for okay, euphoria is okay, good or okay, a state where you are happy. Okay, then distress. Okay, dis is dissonance or disagreement. Okay, so this is how to have a negative stress because there is a dissonance between the situation and how you take it. Okay, so distress. Okay, the characteristics of stress, for example, so adrenaline starts pumping, breathing quickness. Okay, heart starts pounding, blood pressure increases, blood vessels. Okay, constrict, blood rushes to the muscles, increased mental alertness. Okay, if you remember, I don't know about this particular nervous system. As I said, nervous system have a division where we call it the autonomous and somatic nervous system. Under autonomic nervous system, we have two types. You got any idea about this?
Not yet, sir. Not yet, sir.
Yes, sir. In the first semester, we have autonomic nervous system where we have sympathetic nervous system and
Sympathetic and
parasympathetic nervous system.
parasympathetic nervous.
Parasympathetic.
Excellent. Okay.
Sympathetic will be arousing, and parasympathetic system will help us in calming down, soothing us.
Good. Excellent. So why is it activating the person? Okay. So these all, what all we have discussed. Okay. the stressful condition. So this is a reaction for emergency or a threat perceived by the person. So which we call it as a stress. Okay, so this is activated by autonomic nervous system. So which activates okay without our conscious effort. Okay, so for example, autonomic and somatic. Somatic is a voluntary action. So what voluntary actions can be? Please remember, soma is always body. Bodily voluntary actions like my hands,
Eye movement,
okay,
heartbeat.
hands, legs, etc., which are under my control.
Yes.
Okay, heartbeat is under my control. Can I
No,
control
sir.
it?
No.
No,
Getting?
sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
Okay, somatic. Okay, please do remember. Bodily voluntary actions which you can control. Okay. Other than that, everything will come under autonomic nervous system, so which are automatic, which are not under my control. Like what you said, heart beats, blood pressure increases, and all that. So why there is need to increase heart?
So can you kindly repeat the question?
Why the heartbeat has to increase?
Um, uh,
Because you perceive as
protecting.
because you perceive it as a threat, there is a danger for you. For
Yes.
example, if you have suddenly seen like a small incident like a dog, it's coming with angry towards you. Maybe not exactly you, but you have seen that it's rushing towards you. What do you do generally?
We run because it's fight or flight response.
Good. So this is how, without our conscious effort, the autonomic system will get into action. So it will prepare the body,
Yes.
which is called as a fight or flight
Response.
mode or a response. Because that is triggered by sympathetic nervous system. So it is called as storehouse of the body where it is trying to kick off all these activities. The adrenaline has been started pumping. So, for example, adrenaline, where is this gland is present? Adrenaline gland. Okay, neuroendocrine system. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
I think I have told all these things. You attended this. Someone?
No,
No, sir. We got classes. We are lucky to have classes since from fourth semester, sir. First 3 semesters, we are like our own.
Okay, I don't know. For example, like maybe fourth or somewhere. Okay, we have discussed about all these things. Okay, so
It's near kidney, sir, adrenal gland.
but above each kidneys we have this adrenal gland. So they are responsible for our fight or flight response. Okay, they immediately secrete this particular hormones. Okay, so this will start doing all these things. Breathing will increase because more oxygen is needed. You agree with this? Oxygen is needed for energy generation. So more oxygen is needed. So more oxygen is taken up. So more oxygen is pumped into the body. So this is how the energy is generated. Okay, and it stops. Okay, digestion and all that, so that more energy is available to the either legs or hands, so that you escape from this particular situation. So either you fight the situation or you fly.
Yes, sir.
To try to escape from the situation. So sympathetic is a one which prepares the body to overcome this. Okay, but being in this particular state is not good for you because it is leading to release of cortisol and the other hormones. Okay, so this particular hormones release they make the body to handle the particular threat or danger. So once you are out of this particular threat or danger, then we have a mechanism called as homeostasis. Did I talk yesterday about this? Okay, homeostasis is bringing down to normalcy. So our body is designed so beautifully that when there is a threat, it will increase the activity, and once the perceived threat is out, and when you feel that you are out of danger, then our body tries to bring it to normal, homeostatic, equilibrium state, a balanced state. So then the opposite action will take place, parasympathetic. So which is called as the other hormones which try to balance or bring down the body. Complete opposite reactions will take. You will try to normalize heart beating. Blood pressure will get normalized. Oxygen intake will be getting normalized. Okay, the alertness or what threat we had, so that activity level is getting normal. So this is how you are body is restored to equilibrium or normalcy. So this is with regard to sympathetic and parasympathetic. It's fight or flight
Response.
mode, and you try to become to normal. Okay, especially during this stress state, when you are into prolonged stress, is it good for you?
No, sir.
No, because there is a hormonal release, hormonal imbalance will be there. Okay, your heartbeat, for example, what we talked about, okay, if it is at the highest state,
Yeah.
if the heart beating like anything, if it is more than the normal, so is there going to be any threat to this functioning of that?
Yes, sir.
Developing cardiovascular diseases, what we call as heart diseases.
Yes.
So this is how the prolonged state of stress is not good. So this is how there is the ill effect, or our body can get into disease condition because of prolonged
Stress.
stress. Okay, what we said about the eustress is good, okay, but it is to optimal level. Once it is crossing the optimal level, then it is getting into the negative side, where you're talking about negative effect. Okay, then sources of stress, okay, external and internal. So how these sources can be external and internal? For example, external, what external forces can make you get into stress?
It could be work-related stress, sir.
Good.
It could be societal stress, economical stress,
Good.
um,
Example, environment.
and environmental stress.
For example, you stuck in a traffic. There is a
Living near a marriage hall.
yes,
Constant
stress. Time stress.
Yes, sir.
Noise and all the external,
Yes.
which are external.
Yes.
Okay? Social interactions like bullying and okay, rudeness of other people. Okay, major life events also. For example, like birth. In what way birth can be a stressful event?
It's an unknown situation, and figuring out everything, financial extra added burden on the new parents.
Good.
Whether it's medical,
especially at the time of birth, no, the complications or how it's
yes,
going
sir.
to be, and all that, it's going
Yes.
to be very, very, very stressful.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then death.
Losing a loved one.
Yes, losing loved ones, very, very, very stressful.
Yes.
The loss of a job, for example, like a separation or a divorce.
Yes.
Okay, then health and medical issues.
Yes.
Okay, so daily hazards,
Yes.
like the things which are unexpected, accidental things which are happening in the daily or routines. For example, if a routine has been disturbed, is that going to be stressful?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is how external factors. And what can be internal sources or internal factors?
Whether
We talked about okay, habits and behavior, healthy behavior habits.
yes, sir.
So our healthy behavior habits, insomnia, okay, workload and all that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then mind traps with unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations. Did we talk yesterday?
Yes.
Outcomes actually we talked about.
Yes, sir.
When they are unrealistic. Okay, you're setting targets which are very high, not able to reach, can lead you into stressful
Internal.
situation. Okay, rigid thinking. What is rigid thinking?
Not being able to adapt to new things.
Good.
And as a result, have forced to face the consequences.
For example, being rigid in type of like, for example, a pandemic kind of a thing. If you're thinking, if you're saying I'm not going to change according to situations, is it going to create?
No, it will
anxiety?
just yes, it will only isolate you from the social group, and it will cause more anxiety.
Should be flexible so that you can
Yes.
adjust to the changes.
New normal.
Okay, you need to get along with the changes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, being rigid can also land you in trouble.
Yes.
Okay, personality traits like being perfectionist, workaholics. What happens when you are in the state of perfectionist?
You develop issues like OCD and all that, which can actually cause more problems.
Being perfectionist, if you say that okay, I have to do, but I have to do it in a very right way.
A proper way.
Maybe, yes. As per the standards, for example,
yes,
something has been set up.
Yes.
I have to follow all this. Sometimes maybe time rush and all that, maybe not allowing you to follow all that. But if you want to be stick to that particular things, maybe that is ending up with stress. Okay. Yes, perfectionist has to be there, but according to the situations and changes. For example, we talked about the government classes are left. And
Yes,
if
sir.
we go with talking about each and every detail, where I feel as that if I'm not doing my particular job perfectly, so maybe I ultimately land up in stress, because
Yes,
time has to be taken considered, and also how has to be delivered. Okay, so this is how
yes, yes, sir.
work related stress also. Okay, so
Yes,
long hours, increased demands, being treated unfairly, no acknowledgement or rewards. Can this, especially being not rewarded, can be stressful?
yes, sir. Because your hard work is not being recognized, and it can create self doubt in you, which
Yes,
can
good.
lead to stress. So it's important to be acknowledged, and it's important
You
to
feel
be
little
rewarded.
bit lowered,
Yes, sir.
your self esteem is getting low.
Yes, sir.
You start thinking I'm not worthy.
Yes,
So this is how not
yes,
being acknowledged the reward. Okay, lack of job security. Yes, these days, or so-called certain type of jobs, this job
yes,
security has been losing. Okay, for
yes,
example, the Fridays and all that, okay, bad Fridays or what they call it as.
yes, sir.
Then
Pink,
the
pink
off.
slips in offices.
Yes, yes, yes. So very stressful when you have this particular insecurity.
Yes, sir.
So very stressful. Okay, because you've got so many commitments to be done
Yes,
based on this particular job. So when you get into insecure,
yes,
so that things are making it compel you to get into extreme conditions, like saying goodbye.
yes,
Okay, office politics,
yes, sir.
and for example, organizational changes. In what way changes can be stressful?
Management, sir.
Good.
uh, when a new management takes over the old management and tries to bring in their own workers and sacking the man old
Old,
workers
old workers, and
old
also
workers
should
uh,
always remember that some organizational changes, for example, rules and regulations, if they're changing,
yes,
or in general, please remember this. In general, also, any change can be stressful initially.
yes, sir.
Suddenly, if a traffic rule has been changed,
Yes,
it can be a stressful event because you
yes,
have been habituated to certain things. Now it's been changed.
yes.
It can create a stress.
Stressful situation.
Yeah. Personal stress, as we talked about, okay, everyday challenges, career concerns. Then
Yes,
comes a beautiful point of a personality.
yes.
Personality A and personality
B.
B. So personality A is concerned
uh,
with,
a perfectionism,
yes, being perfectionist, workaholic,
workaholic,
okay.
and go-getters.
So that is, they're highly competitive.
Yes.
Please do write down, they're highly competitive, impulsive. What happens if they're highly competitive?
They don't rest until the work is done, when the job is done,
Good,
which can irk others.
good. If
Uh,
they could not achieve success, so what they are going to be?
uh, really bad
Or
version
if
of themselves.
they think that someone is blocking them,
Yes, sir.
getting it.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So they are high in rush all the time.
Yes, sir.
So when you are in a rush, time rush, for example, I talked about like a small incident where we're talking about you stuck up in a signal, for example, traffic signal,
Yes,
or someone have just okay uh, taking a vehicle or like something had happened. Okay, the traffic code got stuck. So how it would be when you are in a time rush? For example, if you have to attend exam, getting late. So how it would be?
stressful, sir. That whether we'll be
If they if
reaching
they
on time.
allow if they allow, it's okay. But if they're saying okay 1 minute also, you are not allowed. How stressful it is.
Very aggressive, actually.
Yeah. So these people, type of people, are always into this type of behavioral patterns. Highly impulsive, okay, time rush behavior, or highly competitive. At any cost, they should win. Maybe success and win are not always,
Go hand in hand.
and they're not always possible.
Yes, sir.
But these people, they want to win at any cost. So this is
Yes, sir.
how type A personality. If you are into type A personality, okay, try to get out of that. Okay. When
Yes,
we
sir.
talk about type B, where they are easy, flexible,
Yes, sir.
okay, they're not into rush and all that. Okay, so personality trait is also going to have very much impact. Then life changes, work-life balance, lack of social support, for example. What is mean by being a social support? Your friends,
At least,
colleagues,
yes, a small group of friends and colleagues who are a part of your life constantly.
yes, immediately available, okay, people like
Yes,
your family, your friends, and all that. Okay.
whom we can rely on.
Yes, if they are not supportive, then our daily life can go
Destructive. It can be destructive.
destructive. Okay, so this is our lack of social support. Social support has to be there.
Yes.
Okay, we are social beings, so how good you are, how perfect you are, okay, how skilled you are, but still, if you cannot have the required social support, then it is ultimately landing you in. So then
Trouble.
it is ultimately landing you up in stress.
Yes.
Okay, then we talked about the stressful life events. Okay, death, divorce, marriage separation, okay,
Yes.
imprisonment, and all that. Okay, for example, they have given beautifully about 100 set of incidents, and these things, like for example, death, divorce, marriage separation. Okay, so
Yes.
these stand at the top actually.
Yes, sir.
So the order which they have given is a top level. Okay, death, so which cannot be reversed or which cannot be replaced. So
Yes, sir.
very very stressful. Okay, then family stress. How can we family being stressed?
Not being able to meet up to the other spouse's expectations or day-to-day demands.
Good. And also we have certain okay, goals, regulations,
Yes.
okay, the customs we follow, the goals we have set for ourselves.
Yes, sir.
We want to be good, we want to be successful, all this, okay. So
Yes.
when these things are not met, or when you're not able to go up to them, reach up to them, okay, so this is how you landing into stressful situations,
Situations.
okay, because of the family and the family members. So when this family stress is there, okay, you not alone as getting affected, but the entire family is getting affected.
Yes.
As a family, as a unit, we're talking about the members of family. Okay.
Yes.
Then community stress.
Yes, sir.
Community is talking about you, your neighbors.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in what way community can be stressful?
Uh, your neighbor could be loud. Your neighbor could be untidy. He could cause issues in general. He could take your parking spot and cause stress.
But
Um,
so we talked about noise and all that. Okay. If
Noise.
they are
Exactly.
creating noise, if they're quarreling,
Exactly.
or if they're troublesome, especially your neighbors.
Exactly. Yes.
So this is how they can be stressful to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The point or the site when you look at them, when you come across them, okay, this is how the stress is going to. Then society is a large part. Okay, we're talking about neighbors, myself, family, my
Yes.
neighbors. Then I'm
Yes.
talking about okay where I'm residing, the complete neighborhood,
Yes, sir.
the society. Okay, we have some societal norms,
Yes. Sir.
customs, and all to be followed. Okay, so when that is being changed,
Yes.
okay, so this can be stressful incidents. Then economy. So how this economy can lead you into stress?
Lack of job,
Yes,
job losses, or
very very important.
yes,
Being productive, not being productive. Okay,
not
being getting a
not being
successful job.
yes, and not being able to bring bread and butter to the table,
Good. And the required amount.
required amount, and overcoming with the inflation.
Good.
Um,
For example, we talked about job security, being
yes,
insecure.
yes,
So being productive, not being productive, being successful, not being successful. Okay, where you're trying to get into the position where you desired or where you think that I can be into that particular position. So if you
yes, sir.
think that okay, you are at not right position, not getting the enough kind of a economy where you can lead a life. So this all can be stressful.
Yes, sir.
This economy, especially dependent with the family members, where other family members are not being happy
Yes,
where they are with what they have.
yes,
Okay, so they can also be stressful. Okay.
yes, sir.
So economy.
Yes.
Then physiological aspects of stress.
When you are dealing with chronic diseases,
Good.
and it impacts your financial status regularly, and it can cause a huge dent to the family finances
Yes.
and can cause more stress.
Okay, on the functioning of the body. Okay,
Yes,
physiology aspects are the functioning of the
function of
body
the
can
body.
get affected because of so many other things.
Other, yes,
Okay, the reactions to stress, for example, like fight or flight or response, we talked about already. Okay,
yes, sir. Yes,
the effect of chronic stress. I said okay when it is prolonged, because there is hormonal release, for example, cortisol and all that. So they are going to be in body for a longer time. So that is leading to a chronic diseases, okay, like for example, cardiovascular diseases, etc.
Yes, sir.
So prolonged stress is not recommended, or one should take care of that.
Yes, sir.
Then there is a general adaptation syndrome, okay, where if the stress is for a long time, prolonged time, okay, then the body is trying to get adapted to it. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
GIS, it's called General Adaptation Syndrome. Okay, so Hans Seeley, so he described about this. They come up with this particular thing. So it have three stages. Okay, the first one, alarm reaction.
Yes, sir.
What is
Yes,
alarm
yes, yes.
reaction?
It is like the first signal which your brain gets that it triggers that something is
Being
not
making
right.
you alert.
Yes, sir.
Something is not right. And
So a warning kind of a
Yes,
warning
sir.
signal. Okay,
Yes.
making the person being alert. Okay, alarm reaction. Then resistance. So resistance is a phase where we have this, we talked about the sympathetic nervous system. So where these things are released so that you either face or flight from the stressful situation. So that is a resist.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you try to resist the particular effect of stress on the body. First thing you got alerted, then the body is trying to resist it. Okay, you know about the body, the autonomic nervous system, that particular system we talked about. Okay, so with the help of that, it is trying to resist. But still, if it is not getting resisted, or if the stress is still prevailing, then the state is called as exhaustion. Prolonged stressful state where body is no more able to take that particular stress. Got exhaustion. Okay, it prepared body, made you okay to fight or to get out of this particular situation. But still, if that is prolonging for a long time, then the stage called exhaustion. So where our body is getting weak, okay, so where the immune system is getting disturbed, all the other biological systems are getting disturbed. So because of that, you are prone for other infectious and disease conditions because the immune system is getting disturbed.
Disturb.
Okay, so this is the last stage, which is called as exhaustion. So this is how our body try to adjust. So this particular syndrome is called as okay, general adaptation
Syndrome.
syndrome, identified by Hans Seeley.
Earlier.
Okay, so please do remember his name. Okay, his number is repeating all the time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, they may ask you about what is this GIS. Okay, then you have to write about the stages and the person you have identified. As simple as that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, moderate of stress and coping behaviors. So as you know, what is coping?
Um, having the ability to deal with it.
Yes, good. The different ways of dealing,
Different a
with,
particular situation.
okay, handling or dealing with okay, stressful situation. Okay, again, they're talking about the personality types, personality A and personality
B.
B is the one coping strategy. Then we talked about locus of control. Did you remember? Yesterday
Yes, sir.
we
Yes.
talked about
Yes, sir.
the locus of control was given by Trotters. Okay, so this talks about okay, where one person is saying, I have control on my body or what I am doing or what I am. Okay, they are called as internal
Locus of control.
Where people are having external locus of control, they think or they are in a state where they're saying that I have no control on my body or I have no control on my okay, what is happening to me. So they say that okay, it is because of God, stress, or because of God, luck,
Yes, sir.
fate. So whatever I am, so because of them, I have no control, but external things are controlling my particular self. So these people, for example, when they're into stress, so internal locus people have the ability where they can think about so what all can be the sources or what are the reasons for the stress, and they try to handle stress because they think or they already have this particular notion that they are responsible for whatever is happening to them. Okay, so these people are good at coping with distress. For example, external locus of people, they always to this particular point where they're thinking that the external things or people or events, like fate kind of a thing, are controlling what is happening to them. So they are less coping because they are beforehand only they are saying they have no control on what is happening. So they're
Yes.
not thinking of how to control, how to handle, how to go about controlling stress. So internal locus people, as well as when it comes to combination of personality. So is it type A personality people or type B personality people are good at handling stress?
Type B, sir.
Type B, sir.
Good. Okay. When it comes to combination,
Yes, sir.
personality and locus of control. So
Yeah.
here we talked about internal locus of people. So internal locus of people plus
External
personality B.
B.
They're easygoing, they are flexible, they are ready to change, they're handling everything. So this combination is good in effectively coping with the stressful conditions. Then social support, especially yes, social support where people have good social support. For example, we also talked about uh, developing or maintaining good health behaviors. So
Yes, sir.
to maintain or continue good health behaviors, we always require a supportive group. Did you remember that?
Yes, sir. Someone who motivates us.
Motivates, always be with us, where they're trying to divert us, where they're giving a confidence, saying that yes, you can, you will,
Yes, sir.
you can come out of this.
Yes.
Okay, this type of social support when you have, especially maybe at a family, at a workplace, in the neighbors, so they are going to be very, very successful in interacting or in handling stressful
Stress situation.
situations. Okay, so this is with regard to stress. Okay, then we will continue with the effect of stress. Okay, unit 5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when
Yes.
we talk about effects of stress, stress effect can be on physical, that is body, psychological effect of stress on mental health, and behavioral effect of stress. Okay, so what physical can be?
Um, Shivering of hands, sir.
Yes, they're talking about how body is
Reacts.
getting affected
Yes.
because of
Uh,
our stress.
yes, sir.
Okay, musculoskeletal. Okay, for example, muscles and skeletal system.
Yes, sir.
Okay, having or experiencing pain, etc. Okay,
Yes.
muscle stiffness, etc. Because they're always contracted. Getting
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir.
So this is how it can have impact on the body. Then respiratory system. We talked about increased
Increased
breathing,
breathing and having
breathing and all that. Okay, so this is
having.
how
So
respiratory
can
system is also getting disturbed. Yes, go ahead.
can panic attacks also be considered in this category, sir?
A panic attack is something where the person is completely getting into stage where he may die. He thinks that okay, he is about to die.
Uh,
Sudden thing. There is no reason for that.
but usually, sir, a few people, especially when they're handling too much of stress, even when they're entering a lift, for a short period of time, they suffer claustrophobia.
That is again phobia.
Okay, so that cannot be considered.
Yeah, unrealistic fear.
Okay, sir.
So here we're talking about stress, stressful situations.
Okay.
There is a stress,
Yes.
and we're talking about how it is going to affect different body parts, etc.
Okay, sir.
Okay, panic attack is where suddenly,
Yes.
okay, without any trigger, suddenly the person is getting into this particular stage
Okay.
where is above almost all, he says that or feels that he is about to die.
Yes.
Very, very severe, and multiple they would be.
Okay.
Okay, when they go, no one knows that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, respiratory system, as we know, then cardiovascular system, okay, development of heart diseases, etc.
Yes.
Because we said, okay, we talked about heart beating very rapidly, so the muscles are getting, blood vessels are getting constrict, so that they're pumping more and more blood. So when that is repeated over a period of time or chronic,
Yes.
especially cardiovascular diseases will be developed. Then endocrine system. So endocrine system, they're talking about secretion or release of hormones. Okay, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. So pituitary is the gland, as you talked about, master
Yes.
gland,
Yes, sir.
which triggers or which controls the body and the psychological mind. So based on the psychological triggers, it will activate the body organs where they release the secretions. So about the endocrine system, for example, cortisol and all that we talked about. Okay,
Yes, stress hormones.
stress hormones. Okay, they would be released. They are trying to fight. They're trying to, as we talked about, okay, resist and all that. Okay, that's good. But only thing is that when it is prolonged, and especially when the body is getting to exhaust stage where it is no more active, no more in a state to control that, and still the hormones are releasing. So this is how immunity is getting disturbed, and there is problem or getting chances that you get into other diseases also. Okay, gastrointestinal system,
Yes.
intestinal system. So how it's getting disturbed?
Uh, a lot of people have gastric issues, especially with if they have constant stress.
Good.
It increases the acidic situation, I guess.
Good.
They have heartburns because of it.
Yes, good. And also some people they claim that okay, they're eating more or less.
Yes, sir.
Mostly people they say they are eating more, large quantity.
Emotional eating.
Yes, okay, good. And also the bowel movements and all that. Okay, there
Yes.
is a condition called okay, irritable or inflammatory bowel disease or syndrome.
Yes, sir.
That can also be because of this so-called stress. Then we talked about central nervous system, so sympathetic nervous system or autonomic nervous system. Okay,
Yes.
it is triggering the fight or flight hormone. Then immune system, as I said, when it is prolonged, the immune system is getting weaker. So where you are susceptible or where you can get into the other infections like common cold.
Yes, sir.
Do you know common cold?
I suffer from it, sir.
It's virus actually. So when
Yes, sir.
the immune system is less, no,
Yes, sir.
because of stress and all that long prolonged stress. Okay, this is how you're getting into. Okay,
Yes, sir.
the other common cold kind of a thing. So this is also a viral infection where body is now weak, so the other bacteria and all that, okay, they are invading the body.
Yes, sir. It's a combination of insomnia, stressful situations, and all that. They affect very severely.
It is severe, and you are easily you can contract this,
Exactly.
or you can get this particular thing because it's talking about immunity. The body
Yes,
immunity is
sir.
getting disturbed,
Affect.
and especially weak it is getting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sexuality and reproductive system also they are getting affected.
Yes.
Okay, they are very less productive or less sexual.
Yes.
So then psychological effect of stress. Psychological effect, for example, your emotions are getting disturbed, negative emotions would be more. For example, just think of a person who is into stress. So how they would be? Aggressive, agree?
Aggressive, pessimistic, in certain cases, narcissistic also.
Good.
Um,
So you agree emotions are getting disturbed?
yes, sir. You're pushing away everybody in your life.
And especially negative emotions,
Yes,
they
sir.
are high, or the person is finding it difficult to handle, especially negative
Yes.
emotions. For example, is restless,
Yes.
is hostile,
Yes.
and all that. Okay, our thought process is also getting disturbed.
Yes.
Okay, negative thoughts would become.
Yes.
Then judgment. So will you be able to do the correct judgments when you are into stress?
No, sir. You're always taking wrong decisions.
Okay, either you go with a negative side or a positive side, okay, rather than looking at from the correct judgmental point. Okay, so this is how our thought process, or decision making, or problem solving abilities. So all these are getting disturbed. Okay, so major psychological effects can be like anxiety, as we talked about, restlessness, apprehension, okay, lack of motivation or focus, irritable or anger, as we said, and depression.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then mental health. So how our mental health is getting disturbed? Mental health can be like, okay, we're talking about okay, well-being, psychological well-being. For example, depression will be common among these people.
Yes, sir.
So even in the depression, it can be like bipolar one. Bipolar. What is bipolar? Bi is two.
Two.
Okay, both stress and mania. So these people sometimes are happy, sometimes are suddenly getting into
aggressive and
depression.
depression. Yes.
So they would be having both.
Yes, sir.
Unipolar is one where they are into depression.
Yes.
Bipolar is a condition where they are happy.
Yes.
Suddenly they are getting into depression.
Depression.
For happy or for what they are being happy, we don't know. Simple things also make them very happy. They call euphoria. Okay, idealistic happiness. Okay,
Yes,
then
sir.
anxiety disorders. Then our cognitive functioning, we talked about, okay, attention, concentration, so judgment or decision making, problem solving abilities, so all these are getting disturbed. So our cognitive functioning or abilities are also changing.
Yes.
Then our behavioral effect, okay, it is going to have effect on the behavior of the person, definitely. Then change in social behavior, for example, in what way it is going to have effect on the social behavior?
Oh, you don't want to socialize, sir.
Good, being not able to socialize, or you don't want to be in people, don't want to meet people,
You prefer isolation
for
and
isolation and all that. Okay, so this is how the behavior is also getting
effect.
disturbed.
Yeah.
Sexual behavior, as you talked about, okay, you are no more interested in having, okay, attraction
Yes.
towards the other persons and all that. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that is leading to being less productive. Okay,
Yes.
then so these are the different effects. Then stress and illness. Do you agree? When there is a stress, you are
Yes,
getting,
sir.
or you are prone for illness.
Yes, sir.
The stress is linked with illness.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then they're talking about being acute stress and chronic stress. What is acute and what is chronic?
Acute means short-term stress, when an chronic stress is long-term.
Chronic is long time.
Long-term.
Okay, so the
Yes.
stress can be for a shorter time, or
Yes.
it can be chronic, especially shorter. So it will be there for some time. So once you start getting into the stages where you try to resist, or where you try to understand and you try to come out of that, help of
Yes.
certain coping strategies, come out of that. Chronic is a state where it is prolonged, and definitely it is going to have the effect on the person, or they are making you get into illness.
Yes.
Okay, so that was regarding to the effect of stress on the physical, psychological, and the behavioral aspects.
Aspects.
Okay, then coping with stress. Okay, this can be a bit useful to you also.
Yes.
Okay, so coping, as you said, coping is how you better handle.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is another term called as small adaptation. You adapting, but in a wrong way. Mal is a wrong way.
Yes.
So, for example, getting maladaptation in the sense like if you are in a stress kind of a situation, so rather than you facing that, you are resorting certain wrong adjustments. Like for example, escape.
Yes.
So, how long will you escape from your work, for example?
Uh, until you meet the deadline, sir.
Huh? So,
Until,
is it going to affect your job security?
yes, sir.
So,
Definitely.
yeah, the economy, what you're getting from the job and all that,
Yes, sir.
you getting me? So,
Yes.
how rather than one facing that, trying to handle that in a very meaningful way, it can be a wrong adaptation, wrong behaviors, wrong strategies. Where, for example, like escape. Yes, for one instance, you can escape. For a time being, you can escape. But if it has to be handled at any cost, so for how long you can be out of your house, for example. If you have a problem with the family or the family members, family issues, so you're thinking of escaping.
Yes.
Okay, some people they do. They try to escape from these particular situations. For example, being staying away from the family.
Yes, sir.
But for how long you can be out of family or still you stay out of family? You getting me? Maybe
Yes, sir.
not a good strategy.
Yes.
You have to try to understand the challenge, what it is, how can it be resolved, and all that.
Yes.
Okay, we try to talk about that also. Okay, then types of coping, for example. So how many types of copings can be there? Okay, task oriented coping, for example, particular task which is stressful, you're trying to focus on that. It's also called as problem focus. You have a problem, you're trying to focus on the problem. What is the problem? What is the causes of the problem? In what different alternatives you got, and in which particular alternative can handle it very effectively. So tasks are problem oriented coping strategy. You have a problem, if you have a task, if you think that the stress is because of that, you try to focus on that particular problem. You look for different alternatives, which best alternative you can pick or which we can handle. So thinking about that, you're handling You're picking that to handle that particular situation. Then emotional oriented.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're trying to focus on the emotions. So which particular emotions are responsible, okay, or which are getting triggered because of these particular
Causing
stressful
the stress.
situations.
Yes.
Okay, you're trying to control those emotions where you can come out of this particular, okay, stressful situations. Okay,
Situation. Yes.
avoidance oriented coping strategies. Actually, this avoidance oriented is about the conflict and conflict management. So conflicts can be, there are different types of conflicts. Have you heard about this conflict and conflict management?
Um.
Conflict is a condition where you think that something is blocking.
Yes, sir.
I have to get this particular job, but I don't know, something is blocking.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is how the person is perceiving and they are into this particular stress. Okay, conflict.
Yes.
Conflict is a condition where you are thrown with, or you are thrown into a situation where you have more than one opportunity. So
Yes,
into
sir.
conflict,
Yes.
whether to be with this particular person or to be with this particular person. Okay, so conflicts can be three types. So they are given avoidance oriented. Okay, this
Yes.
is one where like, okay, avoidance, where you have one or two situations, both you want to avoid,
Yes.
both are painful to you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
approach avoidance.
Yes.
Okay, approach avoidance is a incident where you have one particular opportunity, but it have equal positives and negatives. For example, you're looking for a very secure government job, you're getting a government job, but you have been posted at a very remote area.
Okay.
You have dreamed for this, you have done a lot of struggle for that. Yes, you got that. So that is approach. But the awareness is that it is at a remote areas where there is a threat for that.
Yes. Okay, sir.
Hmm? It is having both advantages and
Disadvantages.
disadvantages. Approach conflict condition is where you are into a situation where two things are good, two things are happy, two things you are looking for. For example, getting admission at two colleges.
Yes.
You're getting two jobs.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have gone for maybe a marriage looking and all that. Okay, where you have selected two people, and among them you have to make a choice. The next second condition can be you like one particular person, maybe the other background, like family background, or
Yes, sir.
the other things are not very good encouraged.
Yes.
Maybe very, very rich, but
Yes.
maybe not up to your
Expectations.
yeah. But
Yes.
that particular maybe state so something is approach
Yes.
there, it is motivating you.
Yes.
But equally, when you think of this, okay, you are getting negative.
Yes.
So according to you, out of these things, which one would be more stressful? For example, approach, both are jobs,
Yes, sir.
both the things you got admissions, for example, both the colleges.
Yes.
So you will pick the one which is giving more advantages.
Advantages and which
Or
is more convenient.
yes, or the company which is giving you more salary.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next one, avoidance, where both the things are painful.
Yes, sir.
For example, a small child, if you have not done homework,
Yes.
so if you go to the school, the teacher will punish.
Yes, sir.
If you're staying at home, no, mother will also punish.
Yes.
You're getting me? Both are painful.
Yes, sir.
So which particular thing the person has to choose? Which is
less
less
humiliating.
painful or less stressful. For example,
Yes.
if the person thinks that, okay, if he's getting kicks or beaten by mother at home, it's okay. Because other than the family members, no one is known.
Yes, sir.
But if he's at school,
It can be embarrassing.
embarrassing because the friends would be there, they're taking a note of that.
Yes.
Okay, they may make fun of that.
Yes.
But the other side, maybe, so the father would have gone to job. The maybe the siblings, like for example, brother or sister, they would have gone to school.
Yeah.
The person would be alone at home, and mother would get so much angry that she may kick like him anything.
Yes, sir.
You get me?
Yes, sir.
Both are painful.
Yes.
So he will decide the thing which is less painful.
Yes.
He knows that both are having a negative impact, but he will try to pick the one which is having less negative consequences. The approach avoidance is the one where is having one particular choice, but it is equally having both attractive as well as okay, negative consequences. So getting excellent job which you are looking for, which you have dreamed for, which you have done so much of okay work, you got it. The
Yeah.
only thing is that maybe, for example, the pay is less.
Yes.
In the private sector, you may be earning so much of amount compared to this.
Yes, sir.
But there it is insecure, it is very secure here.
Yes.
Maybe you have posted at a remote area where most of the people are saying or talking about the negative consequences. So when you share with people also, they say, no, 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 don't. So recently some incident have happened. Day before yesterday, my relative, they were into this particular why incident.
Yeah.
Don't. So in this particular approach avoidance, it is very, very stressful because equally compelling, attractive as well as not being attractive. And most of the people, they talk you or they make you look into the negatives of.
Yes.
Okay, so not part of this particular lesson, but I'm trying to tell you, current to these type of situations, you also try to think about the positives. Yes, when you come across people, okay, they always would be talking about the negative. So coming into that pressure, your parents may also say, no, 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 no. Without job also no problem, we will feed you. You agree?
Yes, sir. Spoon feeding.
They will tell, we will take care of you, don't worry.
Yes.
But we cannot make you risk your life.
Yes.
In that particular situation, you always remember that you try to focus on the positives also. Maybe it is for time being, for some time period you would be there. After that, you would be getting transferred.
Yes.
Or you can move on to a next level.
Yes.
If possible, if you get a next good job also, you can leave this job and you can go take up another job.
Yes, sir.
But once you leave this particular job, maybe the other time you may not get this particular chance. You agree with this?
Yes, sir.
So this is how coping strategies, especially they're talking about avoidance oriented. So where you can avoid stressful situations can make you handle this stress effectively.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So they're talking about avoidance. When
Yeah.
you're talking about emotional oriented, it's always better that you try to control the emotions, especially the negative emotions which will be popping up because of stress. If you can focus on that, so you can handle that or cope stress. And especially task oriented or nothing but the problem oriented. So you're talking about one specific problem, you try to look at what are the causes, you try to come up with different alternatives, and you're going to select the best alternative which can handle or make you out of this particular stress. Okay? And
Yes.
coping mechanism, when you're talking about mechanism, so it would be of two types, as I said, coping mechanism and maladaptive. So maladaptive is like escaping and all that, okay, which is a wrong way of adapting.
Yes, sir.
They have to adapt, but the persons are making a wrong way of adapting. As I said, a person running away from home.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but how long he can stay out of family?
Yes.
How long a person can stay out of his work?
Yes.
Okay, so there is a concept called as defense mechanism. Please write down. Defense mechanism.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it was given by Sigmund Freud, where this is ego. For ego satisfaction, we resort to certain type of mechanism. Okay, for
Yes, sir.
example, like denial, you try to deny completely. No, 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 it is not me. It is not
Yeah.
because of me. So complete denial.
Yes.
Okay. The next can be sometimes you claim people because of that person.
Yes.
You try to shift the blame onto the other people. You getting me?
Yes, sir.
Or you sometimes you try to say certain things are responsible. I have written well my example, written my exam, I have given my exam very well, but the person who have corrected did not correct well.
Yes, sir.
So because of him, I am failing. So like this, okay. So they are given in page number 74. Please write down page number 74. Okay, so they're talking about okay, emotional focused, then solution focused, and all that. And also they're talking about okay, negative defense mechanisms like um, sublimation is one where you can change the negatives into positive side. Okay,
Yes,
what
sir.
negatives you have can be changed into positive way. You have certain strengths, you can change that into the negative. Okay,
Yes.
Indian perspective of coping. Okay, in this they are saying that okay, it is ourself or oneself who are responsible for our stressful conditions. So if you can try to understand yourself, okay, and also how you getting socially connected with other people, okay, and you try to look at okay the causes or the sources of okay the stressful situation. So this is how we try to
Yes.
handle or come out of our so-called stress. Okay, then measuring coping, that is how you measure this particular stress. Okay, the stress can be because of okay, dispositions are called as trait. Okay, situational changes making you get into stress. Situational are called as okay state. So we have certain questionnaires like STAT, state and trait. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so where we are talking about both what is the uh, contribution of our so-called traits which we acquired at the time of birth, and also we're talking about certain situations or certain situational changes adapted or that have occurred recently and which are responsible for our personality traits. Because that we're talking about personality, STAT. So
Yes.
in the same way, there can be so how you got acquired these abilities to cope certain stresses and how the certain situationals or situational demands can be as simple as that we talked about the changes. So certain changes can also bring in stress and how to handle that. Okay, so these are measured with the help of questionnaires. And we got different questionnaires like coping inventory of stressful situations and all that. So when you try to administer a questionnaire, so this is how you're going to get. Okay, so is it because of the right or the predispositions or it can be because of the situational conditions. So in which area you are good and which can be improved so that you handle this stressful situation. Okay, can we stop
Yes.
here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is with regard to block 4, which we talked about especially stress,
Yes, sir.
causes of stress, effect of stress on physical, psychological, and behavioral aspects. Then we talked about the coping or how you handle that. So coping mechanism can be okay, a maladaptive one also, and there is a coping strategies. Okay,
Yes.
avoidance strategies or a problem or a task oriented one, and we other talk when we talked about the emotional way of controlling, where you try to control the emotions rather
Yes.
than they are escalating, you try to convert them into more positive. For example, if you are into a stressful situation and you are trying to get you into a humor, so will humor and stress can go together, or fear and humor can go together?
Yes, sir.
For example, there's a reaction formation. This particular okay, Munnaba MBBS, the
Yes, sir.
dean. So what he would be doing whenever he's into stress
Laughing therapy.
Laughing therapy.
is laughing. So
Yes.
he's giving completely incompatible or complete opposite emotional reaction, that is humor.
Yes, sir.
So humor will no more, it will encourage this particular stress to prevail.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this type of situation, this type of strategies can be adapted to come out of or to handle stressful situations.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
see
sir.
you all in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
So,
you.
kindly let us know in the
I'll
next
let you know.
class about the electives, sir, please.
Yes, I'll let you know. If I
Yes.
get the information, no, I have taken your numbers. Okay, I will
Yes,
directly tell
sir.
you.
Please, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Chalo, see you all. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.